welcome back. I think I figured out how to have my mic in front of me without it being in front of my face. So it only took me, I don't know what, 3, 4 episodes. So excited to have it not right be in my face for those of you who watch on YouTube. All right, welcome back to another week of Called to Homeschool. Just a reminder about the online event, Create an Awesome Homeschool. I have been prepping and studying for this. I get so excited to talk about homeschool. So I am so excited to do this event with you. I have decided to make this an annual event, that every year it will be a fun event, something fun and new for all the amazing homeschool families out there. I would love for this to just be something that's a light and a help and something to help more people that want to homeschool. So this event is going to be completely free for those in Mama's members. And if you're not quite ready to take the plunge, it'll just be $47. It's a 2-hour event. You're going to get some awesome bonuses and some freebies, so you're going to want to check that out. So a few weeks ago, I did a podcast episode, and it was called Modern Day Babylon. So to be 100% honest, I was actually really, really nervous to share that episode. I went back and listened to it a couple of times and making sure, like, oh, do I want to submit this? Do I want to hurry and record something else? I felt like it was maybe a little bit controversial, and honestly, I really didn't want to upset anyone. I am a life coach, and I know that I don't have that power to upset anybody, but I'm still human as well, and my brain was going off like, you are totally going to offend people, you are going to upset people, why can't you just be quiet and not say anything? And obviously I still sent it. I'm not really a people pleaser, but I also don't like contention. So I was really nervous to share this episode. But what was so awesome was that after I shared this episode, that I had an outpouring of love. Thank you so much from my amazing, beautiful, wonderful listeners. I had messages on DMs on Instagram saying thank you for sharing this, thank you for being brave, thank you for expressing what I have been thinking. I didn't have the words to say it, and you were able to say it for me. Thank you so much. I had emails that were same idea. Thank you so much for sharing this. This episode really resonated with me. And to my surprise, I only had one person reach out to me negatively. I thought I was going to have a lot more people reach out negatively, but I only had one. It was in my newsletters, and I do a little blurb about each podcast episode. And this is what that week's newsletter said. It said, Babylon and Zion cannot coexist. Has public school become a modern-day Babylon? Babylon is used as a symbol of the wickedness and evils of the world. Babylon is known for being a center of sin, carnality, and worldliness. More and more schools are coming out with wicked and evil teachings. Children as young as 4 are being allowed to choose their gender, and parents where LGBT activists are telling parents, I think I had a typo in that, that they cannot protect their children from transgendered ideology. Zion is the opposite of Babylon. Zion is based on righteousness and holiness, being of one mind and one heart. Babylon and Zion cannot coexist. So one woman replied to the email, and she simply said, thank you for being clear on why I need to unsubscribe from your emails. The very sarcastic part of me wanted to reply back to her and say, oh, you are so welcome. But I just deleted it. Here's the thing. I was 100% fine with this person was unsubscribing from me and letting me know that it was because she disagreed with me over this issue. I love that people can form their own opinions and decide what they value and what they believe in. You can totally believe in God or not. It's been awesome. I actually have clients from all sorts of different faith backgrounds, and some are religious and some aren't even religious. So you can believe in God or not. You can believe that gender, this is what I believe from the Family Proclamation, you can believe that gender is an essential characteristic of individual, premortal, mortal, and eternal identity purpose. Or you can believe that you can pick whatever gender you want. I have zero desire to try to make other people think and believe what I think and believe. Just because I'm sharing my opinion doesn't mean that I think you have to agree with it. This is one of the many things that I love about homeschooling, is that I get an opportunity to share my beliefs and my values with my children, instead of someone else sharing their beliefs and values with my children. So this is what was interesting. I went and looked up how long a child spends, an average child average education, the 18 years, right, graduating from high school, how many hours do they spend in school? The number was 105,120. Over 100,000 hours. Before your child is 18, they are spending that time with somebody else who is teaching them their beliefs and values. It's so interesting too, because this would have been a fun experiment to do, is to see if your child is into school those many hours, how many hours is your child actually with you? You would need to take out sleeping. You would need to take out time where they were doing homework or extracurricular activities. You would need to take out all those times. And so it would be really interesting to see then how many hours those children then got with their parents and were being influenced by their parents' beliefs and values. Some days I wonder if I'm inadequate to teach my children. Just recently, about a week or so ago, I was wondering if I was inadequate to teach my daughter math. Not because I didn't understand it, but because it wasn't engaging and exciting for her. And I was starting to wonder if maybe I am not the right person to teach this for her. I did not go to college. Well, actually, I did do one class in my high school year. So I did do one class, but what was it? English 1010. It's the only class I finished, and it was because it was easier to do a half a semester of English 1010 than doing the full year of English 12. So that tells you about my amazing college experience and work ethic in school. And the only reason I graduated high school was because I went to all the teachers, the classes I was failing, and asked them what did they want so that I could pass. You want some donuts? I got you. What do you want? I went and did that to every teacher where I was failing. I also went to the school counselor, and she said, you never took PE. And I talked my way out of that. Like, I didn't, but here's what I did do. And she's like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. We should count that as a PE credit. So I totally only passed high school because I talked my way out of it. So here I am now. Who am I to teach my children? As I was pondering that question, the thought that came to me was, I'm getting emotional just thinking about this, because I think this about all of you. Why wouldn't you be the best person to teach your children? I know my children at such a personal and intimate level. You know why I know my daughter's struggling with math? It's because I do math with her every day, and I know how frustrating it is for her. I know that she thinks algebra and slopes are the stupidest thing on this planet and that she'll never use them ever. I know my children's weaknesses, and I know their strengths. I know what they love, and I absolutely know what they hate. I know their favorite things to do in the whole entire world, and I also know their least favorite things. And most importantly, I love these humans with my whole heart and soul. I know there are amazing teachers out there. I know people who are out there, they love their job, they're out there trying to be good and do good things and love the kids they teach. But there's no way they could love my children the way I love them. They also don't have my same beliefs and values. I have become so painfully aware of how fast 18 years goes by. I have been missing my babies immensely that have moved out of the house. And before you know it, your babies will be out of the house too. So, mamas, keep those 100,000 hours. Spend that time with your children the way you want it spent. Spend it having fun. Spend it laughing. Spend it building a relationship with them. Spend it teaching them what you believe and what you value. Love those babies. Mentor them. Guide them as they grow up. Some people may not understand why you homeschool, and they honestly may even think it's weird. But I actually would argue that it's probably more weird to send your kid to a stranger for over 100,000 hours and then wonder why they went away from your beliefs and values. Mamas, keep on going. You are more than capable to teach your own children. Love you all so much, and I'll see you next week.